now give the floor to the representative of Ghana.
Thank you, Madam President. Let me begin by thanking you for convening this open debate, which provides an opportunity to exchange views and perspectives on the advancement of the WPS agenda, especially on a day that we commemorate the International Women's Day. We also wish to express our appreciation to Ms. Sima Bahus, Ms. Kristalina Georgieva, and Ms. Musukoro Koulibaly for their briefings. Madam President, at the open debate on protecting the participation of women in peace processes held under the Norwegian presidency in January, Ghana indicated that women involved in peace-building efforts were drivers of the positive change we all desire, and therefore deserve to be protected by the Security Council, the international community at large, and the member states to which they belong. Today, we are called upon as the UN organ with primary responsibility for maintaining global peace and security to exchange views on how the women who so excellently support the work of peace in communities far and wide can be protected, not only from reprisals and harm, but from the economic exclusion and marginalization, which tends to impede their capacity to be fully effective as actors for peace. The economic exclusion of women places severe restrictions on their capacity to effectively participate in peace and security initiatives as the institutional and socio-cultural obstacles women continue to face reinforce their marginalization. In conflict situations and post-conflict environments, threats to the meaningful economic empowerment of women are intensified and become almost insurmountable. It is therefore necessary that we focus policy actions towards a reversal of this trend, as will ultimately lead to the ability of women to meaningfully contribute to the advancement, progress, and stability of their communities and the strengthening of their leadership roles and capacities in peace-building efforts. 2 decades since the adoption of Resolution 1325, the collective agenda to ensure the full, equal, and meaningful participation of women in peace and security processes demands a renewed impetus and the strengthened resolve of all stakeholders. Ghana is delighted at the existence of multinational and multi-stakeholder initiatives such as the Women, Peace and Security and Humanitarian Action Compact, which seek, among others, to ensure women's economic security as well as enhance their leadership roles across peace, security, and humanitarian sectors. The existence of such broad and extensive platforms holds enormous promise for fostering the active participation of governments, the UN, regional organizations, the private sector, and international corporations in the economic empowerment of women in peace building. Such partnerships are indispensable in the realization of the economic inclusion of women in various aspects of peace building. Multilateral financing mechanisms, such as the Secretary General's Peace Building Fund and the Women's Peace and Humanitarian Fund, which continue to dedicate significant portions of investments towards gender equality and women's empowerment all over the world, are some examples of the strides we stand to achieve when all relevant stakeholders in the WPS agenda pool their resources and efforts for the greater good. Organizations such as the African Union and ECOWAS have ensured the incorporation of crucial aspects of the WPS agenda into their strategic objectives. For example, the AU Agenda 2063 and ECOWAS Vision 2050 are examples of long-term regional and sub-regional goals, which have rightly identified the need to achieve gender equality and women's empowerment in all spheres of public engagement, and therefore require the support of the international community towards a seamless implementation. Madam President, in addressing more specifically the focus of today's open debate, Ghana would make the following 4 points on how the UN, the Security Council, regional organizations, and member states can ensure a more systemic cooperation and coordination geared towards the economic inclusion of women as a key to sustainable peace. First of all, the Security Council should reinforce its support for platforms such as the Women, Peace and Security and Humanitarian Action Compact, which rallies together UN member states, regional organizations, civil society groups, and the private sector to foster women's economic security and leadership. Such partnerships should be harnessed by the Council and the UN at large as a means of enhancing public and private sector participation in financing peace and post-conflict recovery. The private sector has the capacity to play a bigger and useful role in peace building by offering logistical support, financial assistance, discounts, and pro bono support to women peace builders as part of their corporate social responsibilities. Secondly, it will be recalled that the UN Secretary General's 2021 report on women, peace and security called for the urgent reduction in military spending and to increase investment in peace building, education, health, and other programs. A downward adjustment in the overall global military expenditure would ultimately lead to the channeling of much-needed funds into initiatives that are beneficial to the WPS cause. Regrettably, the present global situation is likely to lead to countries increasing their defense spending with adverse impact on this objective. We must therefore recommit ourselves to this objective, especially in many other places of the world where this contribution will make a positive difference. Also, at the national level, it is incumbent on governments to develop and implement policies that further enhance women's economic empowerment and continue to provide a clear framework for addressing inequalities deeply rooted in their societies. It is absolutely necessary to develop these national gender policies guided by key stakeholder inputs and with the participation of both government and non-governmental agencies, development partners, traditional authorities, and the media. Finally, effective bilateral cooperation, as well as collaboration across regional organizations on the WPS agenda, is crucial for accelerating the economic empowerment of women in peace and security. As part of their development cooperation efforts, countries or supranational institutions with sufficient financial and technical capabilities should enhance partnerships with their less endowed counterparts, especially through funding and the provision of technical support for women's empowerment initiatives. This is especially crucial in the regions facing threats from terrorism and violent extremism, such as the Sahel and coastal West Africa, where women's economic empowerment is absolutely central for building community resilience and preventing radicalization and recruitment. If women have been able to achieve so much with negligible or no resources, we can only imagine what they will do with more. Therefore, ensuring the full, equal, and meaningful participation of women in peace building requires enhanced partnerships, collective efforts, and strategic approaches towards their economic empowerment. As Ghana once stated in this council, we owe it to women in peace and security all over the world to convert mere rhetoric into concrete action. I thank you.